guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be making some Valentine's Day cards using mixed media. I'm going to be using Tim Holtz Distress inks, watercolor pencils, stamping, misting sprays, washi, all those kinds of things, and I'm just going to be making some really cute homemade Valentine's Day cards. Some of these to you may not look like Valentine's Day cards, but I really love them, and to me they speak love. Never be anyone but yourself. Believe in your dreams. I stamp the inside. Hello, beautiful. Happy Valentine's Day. Use some Valentine's Day washi. So just some like mixed media here. I used watercolor for this one. I used the distress inks to make the background, and then I watercolored these flowers and I stamped these birds, and here is some Valentine's Day washi. And then on the inside I put hello love, happy Valentine's Day with some washi. So I'm just making very simple homemade Valentine's Day cards to send out to my friends and family for the upcoming holiday. So I'm just going to make a few more to give you guys some ideas of different kinds of things that you can do besides your standard stickers and washi to make some homemade Valentine's Day cards for your loved ones. So for my first card, what I'm going to be doing is using my little girl stamp here from the Julie Nutting collection, and I'm going to be stamping her on the card, and then I'm also going to stamp her dress and her shoes on this cute little heart paper that I took from the Paper Studio Love Struck collection to make her dress and her shoes, and then to color the rest of her in, and also to make my background on my card itself. I'm going to be using my watercolor pencils. So I think that's where I'm kind of going with this card. So we're going to try it out and see how well it works. I do suggest before you do anything like with stamping, inking, and watercolors and all this stuff is definitely put some kind of like wax paper sheet down. I learned this the hard way. I bought one of those really nice blue mats, as you can see behind me, and I used some stamps on regular paper, and it bled through, and now my blue mat is permanently stamped with a dream catcher. So I learned the hard way to use wax paper underneath anything I'm doing with watercolors and inking and stuff, because once it's down, it's down. I'm also going to be using pink, purple, and blue simply because it's Valentine's Day, and those are pretty much the colors that you would think go with this. And what I noticed with watercolor pencils is that you start off really dark and then kind of get lighter. It'll pull. The water will pull all of that through. So with watercolor pencils, you definitely have more control, but you don't have to be perfect with it, because the water really does the trick for everything. The water blends it, the water kind of controls how dark, you know, that kind of stuff. So I really love that about watercolor pencils more than I do watercolors, if that makes sense. Watercolors are a little more harder to control. I don't know, for me they're just a little harder to get the desired look that I want, if that makes sense. So I really love my watercolor pencils for this kind of stuff. And blending is a lot of fun. Before I use my water paintbrush, if that's what you want to call this, I just want to mention there are different techniques. Please don't mind my bottles. They are not professional bottles. I made my own instead of paying $6 per bottle. I just like got stuff out of my cabinet. This is old eardrops that I cleaned out, and I made my dropper. You can use droppers to make it have like, it looks like a drop and then it expands, or you can take a spray bottle and just like spray it from really far up and it'll have like a droplet effect. So you can do different techniques with this, but I think I'm just going to blend it because I want that watercolor effect more than I do like droplets, if that made sense. So to use this brush, I just squeeze it a little bit to bring water to the tip, as you can see, and then I just begin to apply it, and these will blend really nicely, and it'll fill in any white spots. Isn't that beautiful? So I really, really love my watercolor pencils. I really do, a lot. And you definitely get that watercolor desire that you want. and they're a lot of fun. I feel like I'm 5 years old again. I have a lot of fun with these. So to distress the edges, I'm going to take a dry tissue. I don't have a dabber yet. It is on its way, but these tissues and baby wipes and stuff work. But I wouldn't use a damp baby wipe on the watercolor because it's going to re-wet the watercolor and then you may have bleeding. So I definitely would use something dry. And then I'm just going to shush along the edges, just to give it a distressed look. So the next thing I'm going to do is get my girl on top of this because it is dried now. And I think I don't have to do too much of her shoes. I'm going to put her about right there. Okay. And then I will ink her up again and get her on the paper. There we go. Looks good. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to get her inked up one more time and get her on this little piece of paper. And I don't have to ink all of her up. I'm just going to be inking pretty much her dress. Perfect. And then I'm going to do her shoes off to the side. So the next thing I'm going to do is get this cut out and I will be right back. Okay, so I just wanted to show you that I cut out her dress and her little toppers to her boots. To get in the small little sides like that you can't reach with a scissor, I just use like a little X-Acto knife, and I got these from the Dollar Tree. They come in a pack of 4 and they work great to like cut out the little parts that you would never be able to get with scissors. And then I also wanted to show you that I colored in the spots that I wanted. Once watercolor is dry, you can take other colored pencils, which this is another reason I absolutely love watercolor pencils, and you can color over without worrying about the color not being true to itself or blending in and giving it an odd color. So there's her skin tone, there's red, there's like, I made her hair like a yellow and brown mixed together, and they look very true to themselves. So that's another wonderful factor about watercolor pencils that I absolutely love. So all I'm going to do now is I'm going to apply her dress, which I think looks so stinking cute. That'll go there. And then I just wanted her little toppers of her shoes to match her dress. So, and they're going to go there. And I'm going to get them laid down, and then we're going to use some of our Valentine's Day washi and stickers to finish off the front of the card. That I'm going to stamp on the inside with my purple Tim Holtz Distress inks. There we go. For this Valentine's Day card, I used a lot of the shimmer sprays. I don't know if you can see that. I stamped on the card itself, well, actually another piece of paper that I adhered to the card, but my background around here and on top of the card is shimmer sprays, and I really like that effect. So what I'm thinking of doing is, I love this little froggy guy, and I would love to do a different color because Valentine's Day is like pinks and reds, and those are cutes and all that stuff, but I love different colors. Love this new tube of mint green and pinks, so I really want to incorporate this green. So my thought to use on this card is a different technique where I will use my Recollections shimmer sprays in these two different colors, which is from the boho collection, and shimmer spray my card. Now I recommend, this is just a little tip, when you use these sprays, make sure that you have a big area covered because they mist a lot, and because they are very potent, they bleed through, or like if a little bit gets on this side, it'll like drip underneath. So make sure that whatever you're doing, that you don't want the color to come on this, you know, cover it up. Just cover everything up that you don't want shimmer spray on. That's my only suggestion to you, because this stuff is very powerful and it's very potent, and a little bit goes a long way. That's just a suggestion. So what I'm actually going to do is, I'm actually going to take something that I don't mind getting a little bit of shimmer on it, which is my scissors, and I'm going to put it on top in the corner here, just so that the paper kind of lays flat as best as it can, because I really don't want the shimmer spray on the inside, but we're going to do our best. And I'm using these greens. They don't have color on them, like they don't say a specific color, but it came in this pack, Shimmer Mist, the boho collection, which was like a purple, a teal, and then like a green. So I'm going to use these two colors and mix them with this awesome tube of washi and see how it turns out. So this is just a different technique. I'm going to put the darker color down first, and I'm going to hold it pretty far away because, like I said, these things are pretty potent. It's just a different technique, and I'm having fun. That's all that matters. Okay, I like that. And now we're going to go this one the opposite way. Which, this is the lighter color, but for some reason, this is more potent than that. Really and truly, it is. It's more of that minty color, but I don't know why, but when I put this down, holy moly, this is a lot more potent than that. Okay, I'm going to go this way with it. Hope I'm holding it far enough out. Yeah. There we go. Okay, that didn't turn out too bad. I'm still playing around with these guys and trying to like really figure out how they work. So I'm going to blow dry this so that we can get it dry, so that we can work on the surface. And guys, if you don't think that that's enough coverage, of course you can go in with your Tim Holtz Distress inks and use like the baby wipe technique, where you can go in and kind of like distress it more, distress the edges. But I like this splattered look. It's a different look than Distress ink and watercolor. So I'm just trying to go for different techniques, make it look totally different. These two are my watercolor cards, and then I'm going for two of like the like splattered cards. So I'm just trying out different techniques. So I got it all dried, and see how it shimmers. Isn't it beautiful? And look, 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 I didn't get anything on the inside. I'm getting better at this, guys. So I decided that I really do want to kind of distress the edges, and I'm going to do it in an, you know, the old way, the way I've been doing it for such a long time, because I don't want a big concentrated color. So I'm just going to run it on the outside just like this, just to give the edge a nice distressed look with that green. Very quick and simple, because I don't want a wide distress look. Okay. So before I lay Mr. Froggy down, I think see how cute he's gonna look on there with that green. Oh, he's just adorable. I think I'm going to do a little bit with washi so that I know my placements of Mr. Froggy, and I think I'm going to do some stamping, and we're going to see how this turns out. We're just going to go for it. Isn't that adorable? I think that turned out really, really cute, guys. Well, guys, thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed this show and tell tutorial. I don't know what you want to call it. Video today with me making some Valentine's Day cards that I'm going to be sending out to family and friends, and yes, even lovies, because it's the day of love, and I just want to express how much I love everyone and how much I love using all different kinds of techniques to make simple homemade Valentine's Day cards. You don't have to go out and buy cards. You can make your own, and to me that's so much more special because you put your time and your effort, and you thought about what you're going to send to somebody, and to me that just speaks volumes more than just going to a store and picking out a card. But that's just my opinion. Not everybody wants to make cards, but if you do, I showed you some techniques that you can use very simply, very quickly to make very pretty, I think, Valentine's Day cards. Watercolors, shimmer mists, distress inks, pens, paper, stickers, washi. I mean, come on. This is like fun! On top of all of that, being able to send cards to my friends and loved ones, I had a lot of fun making these. So, remember to always do what you love in everything. Matter of fact, do more of what you love, because it's the simple things that make you happy. Know that I love you. I hope that you subscribe and become part of the Lovey family here on Do What You Love. Have a great and wonderful, blessed day, and I shall see you soon in the next video. Until then, guys, take care of you. Bye.